I stopped coaching rowing. Had enough. Just, you know, you get to that point. And sometimes you just gotta figure out what the right move is. Let me preface this by saying that I absolutely love rowing, but at the end of the day, the reason that I started doing this, the reason that I started Dark Horse was because there was this gap of knowledge. Lots of people were using rowing machines and not doing it right, and inherently something in me just wanted to help with that. So that was kind of the birth of everything that became what Dark Horse Rowing is now. In my first couple of years of coaching, I was trying to coach rowing. I was a rower. That was my identity. It meant something, and I needed other people to feel the same thing I did, and you must love rowing. But the reality is, nobody cares about rowing. Nobody. Like, you enjoy this machine, but you know, like the sport of rowing, is it like that incredibly meaningful to you? Maybe, maybe not, but here's what I landed on and why I eventually stopped coaching rowing and instead started coaching movement. I'm Shane Farmer, and this is Dark Horse Rowing, where you build the life that you want to live, and we just happen to use rowing usually to get you there. I think it's important that you understand that what I am teaching whenever you're here on this channel watching our videos, I'm teaching you guys the movement of rowing. And why do I so rarely approach the sport of rowing, and why do I tend to shy away from talking about the sport of rowing? Well, the reason behind that really lies in the backstory. You see, when I started coaching rowing, it was because I had just transitioned out of rowing and I was now a CrossFitter. I was living in the world of CrossFit. All of a sudden, strength and conditioning, CrossFit gyms back in 2009, 10, before CrossFit was cool. There were copious amounts of rowing machines around, which I was happy about and excited about, but inherently I understood that people were doing it wrong, and lots of people were doing it wrong. And there was nobody teaching better movement out there at the time. So inherently, something inside me called to try and help, to try and create a better format for people to use this machine, knowing that they were gonna be using it a lot inside of workouts. I didn't want people to get hurt. I had the knowledge. I had never taught before, and so I was learning how to be a teacher at the same time as being an athlete and being around athletes and trying to teach other teachers. Early on, I was a rower at heart. I was a rower who just happened to be doing CrossFit. I would wear the spandex, I would wear a trowel to a CrossFit workout. I got some uncomfortable looks in CrossFit gyms. You try walking into a CrossFit gym in some just spandex shorts and a t-shirt. Not a good look. But either way, I was teaching as I thought people should be taught, which was, I love rowing, you need to love rowing, and you're not gonna figure out rowing until you learn to love it. But you know what happened? Did that for about 2 years. You know how many people listened? Like that many. Like nobody wanted to hear it. Nobody cared. Nobody cared about rowing. And I would get all this pushback. Well, I don't need to know this. I can go fast anyways on the machine. I don't need your help. And frankly, I was put out. I didn't know what to do. I wasn't sure, well, how do I reach somebody who doesn't want to be reached? How do I help somebody who sees this machine as something that they just do and they don't need help with it? Well, that is where things take a turn. I don't remember exactly when it was, but there was a day where I was standing at the whiteboard. I may have been inside of a seminar, and I was getting so many pushback questions, people not wanting to hear what I had to say about rowing, that I finally just threw up my hands and I went, you know what? I don't care. I don't care if you love rowing. I don't care if you hate rowing. You know, if you don't want to be here, then don't be here. Admittedly, it was not my best moment. However, what I noticed after I blurted that out was the fact that people started to listen a little bit more the rest of that day. We're a little bit more open. And that led me to start thinking, well, why? Why did somebody start listening when I didn't need them to care? Here's the answer. This is the dirty little secret to this. The whole thing, to all of Dark Horse. It's that honestly, really deep down in my core, I don't care if you love rowing. My objective is not to make you love rowing. But you know what's even better though? You know what's better than my caring whether or not you love it? Is if you are happier in your own body. If you are experiencing what you want to experience when you're on one of these machines. And that was the bomb that landed in the middle of my world, like 2015, right when I started Dark Horse. I'd been coaching for years before that, before Dark Horse actually became an entity. That bomb landed so hard in my life, and I was like, oh man, nobody cares about rowing. But that's okay. There are lots of people who are interested in these machines, in the movement of rowing. There are lots of people who want to move better. There are lots of people who want better workouts and who want to live a healthier life and see the rower as a training tool to get themselves there. And they don't need to love rowing, the sport, because maybe it doesn't have a connection to them. It does for me, but that's my story. And so what I started to formulate, the way that I started speaking about rowing and why I love this channel and every single one of you out there, is because rowing is this incredible movement that can open it up so many doors for you, from mobility to strength to endurance to just introducing a healthy lifestyle again. And it doesn't require that you love rowing. And in fact, I would argue we're not even talking about rowing here. We're talking about healthier lives. I say it in the intro every time. We just happen to use rowing to get you there. And that is the honest truth. And that is when things changed, when the switch flipped, when I stopped coaching rowing and started coaching the movement of rowing for the sake of you, so that you can get done what you want to get done. And that is why I love rowing. So many people say, you know, what is it about rowing that you were able to turn this into a career? You know when it turned into a career was when I stopped thinking I was a rowing coach and I started thinking, you know what, I can just change people's lives. I just get to use this machine on a day-to-day basis to help do that. And that is the cool part. That's why you're here, because you got stuff that you want to do. You got a healthier lifestyle. You want to play with your kids. You want to get down on the floor with your grandkids. You want to be able to live until you're 100 and not be in pain. And that is what rowing as a training tool is doing for you. And that is why I stopped coaching rowing. And that is how we ended up as the largest rowing YouTube channel in the world, is because we're not coaching rowing. We're teaching you and helping you and supporting you be the person that you want to be. And you know what there are a whole lot of in this world? People who want to be better in their own lives. Some of you might come and love rowing, and when you do and you want to go find rowing the sport, I will happily show you to a boat club somewhere that's gonna do a better job for you getting on the water. They're gonna teach you the intricacies of being in a boat and what that feels like. And I hope some of you find that. And I hope you have this incredible, like, man, this is cool, because I still feel that whenever I get to be in a boat. You're out in the early morning, you see the sunrise, it's calm, it's quiet on the water. But that's my own personal story. And if you find that, great. And if you don't, that's cool too. If this thing just becomes your vehicle for getting you to whatever it is that you want to achieve in your life, as long as you decide that you want to be better and you just happen to use rowing to get there, then I support you and I support every one of your steps along the way, and I want to be a part of that journey. And that is why Dark Horse exists. That's why Dark Horse Rowing is here. That's why there's a whole new area of Dark Horse where it's all lifestyle is starting, because I love all of you. I want to support you in your efforts. I believe that every one of you who sees the Dark Horse in your own self and wants to break that out, I'm here for you. If this is your first time here, hit that subscribe button. Hit that bell next to it. Come join us. Come be a Dark Horse. I'm not even gonna point you to a video. Just subscribe. Become a part of it. See you in the next one.